Coming up just moments from now, only on CNN, a battle you won't want to miss. The CNN Quiz Show is back. This time it's the 70s edition. Some of the finest minds here at the network will go head-to-head, flexing their knowledge of the decade that gave us so many unforgettable moments. Some seasoned contenders are returning. There are also some newbies I'll be hosting, and frankly, I may have my work cut out for me. Take a look.
I feel like I have a piece of the 70s, being born in July of 1979. Duh!
I lived in the 1970s.
Music, culture, TV.
Politics, business, diplomacy.
Yeah! Well, John Berman is back.
I can confirm that I did, in fact, win Celebrity Jeopardy.
He's teamed up with Don Lemon. Didn't do so well the last time.
I've actually been studying.
Does anybody really care?
You're good at detail.
Right.
So I think
What are you good at?
If you watched the quiz show last time, you know that I had to carry Jake Tapper.
I think I really hit the lottery with her as a partner.
I assume I will have to do all of the heavy lifting once again.
Shamil, Shilmazel, Haas and Pfeffer Incorporated.
You can play along. The CNN Quiz Show 70s edition starts now. It's a lot of fun. You can test your knowledge of the 70s as I test our anchor's knowledge. Enjoy. After she was finally captured by police, what did kidnapped heiress Patty Hearst say her occupation was? You think you know the answer? Find out tonight on the CNN Quiz Show 70s edition. Welcome to the CNN Quiz Show 70s edition. I'm Anderson Cooper. Tonight, we're going to be testing our CNN anchor's knowledge of the 1970s. 3 teams face off against each other, answering historical trivia about the infamous decade, everything from news to pop culture, Watergate to disco, Vietnam to Star Wars. At stake, a total cash prize of $40,000 to be divided between the charities of their choice. Also at stake, perhaps, a little bit of their pride. You can also play along at home on Twitter. Use the hashtag CNN Quiz. Now, let's meet the teams. All right, let's take a look. Who we got? All right. Team number 1, host of The Wonderlist, Bill Weir, and host of New Day, Alisyn Camerota. Now, before I ask you what charity you're playing for, I just want to show every America what you look like in the 1970s.
Oh, no.
Let's take a look, shall we?
Oh.
Yes. Which is which? Oh, I love those pictures. All right, what charity are you guys playing for?
Well, we wanted to do something for the 1.7 million children who were affected by the earthquake in Nepal.
Right, and so UNICEF has been in that country for 50 years.
Right.
Food, medicine, shelter. Let's not forget those kids.
All right, playing for UNICEF. And for Nepal, team number 2, host of Quest Means Business, Richard Quest.
Nice curls.
And host of CNN Newsroom, Brooke Baldwin. Let's see what you were doing in the 70s. Wow. All right, Richard Quest, what was Hogwarts like? What charity are you guys playing for?
A lot of young people in this country, you know, their parents don't have homes. And so we wanted to give to this national nonprofit, Stand Up for Kids.
Great group. Team number 3, host of CNN's Tonight, Don Lemon.
Oh, my
and host
God.
of Early Start now this hour, John Berman.
Who is who in that picture?
In the 1970s. Wow.
Look at the velour top.
Your charity is the Tom Joyner Foundation.
The Tom Joyner Foundation.
Yeah, Tom Joyner Foundation, which is near and dear to my heart. It supports historically black colleges and universities called HBCUs. It supports, gives them endowments, and it helps the campuses and the facilities. $65 million raised so far, 29,000 students helped.
All right, well, let's see how much they'll get today. The winning team gets $20,000 for their charity. The other 2 teams get $10,000 each. Let's get started. The first game is Buzz.
Woo! You guys are ready.
You guys put your finger over.
Questions in this round are worth 10 points each. The first player to buzz in gets to answer. Players can buzz in before the question is completed, but if you answer incorrectly, your team is locked out from guessing again. No consulting with your teammate. For instance, if Bill buzzes in, Bill has to answer. Everyone ready?
Do it.
Ready.
All right. Leaked in 1971 to the New York Times, the Pentagon... Bill.
The Pentagon Papers. The Pentagon Papers. The Supreme Court. No, I guess.
Incorrect. Leaked in 1971 to the New York Times, the Pentagon Papers were originally commissioned by whom? Richard Nixon, Lyndon Johnson, Robert McNamara, Henry Kissinger. Richard.
McNamara.
That is correct.
Boom.
Passed by Congress and ratified in 1971. What did the... John.
Voting age to 18.
And
That is
so it
correct.
begins.
26 minutes.
Mary Ann Vecchio was a 14-year-old runaway infamously captured in a Pulitzer Prize-winning picture where? A. J. Edgar Hoover's funeral. B. Nixon inauguration. C. Kent State shootings. D. Bill.
Kent State shootings.
That is correct. After being arrested for cocaine charges, political activist and Yippie founder Abby Hoffman went underground and adopted what alias? A. Larry Under. B. Al Abama. C. Terry Aki. D. Barry Freed. John.
D. Barry Freed.
That is correct. He also had plastic surgery.
Aka.
Political bumper stickers were all the rage in the 1970s. Fill in the line for this famous bumper sticker popular during the Watergate scandal. Don't blame me, I'm from...
Massachusetts.
That is correct.
What's with all the Massachusetts
Because-
answers?
McGovern was carried Massachusetts, the only state he carried. Upon his resignation, Vice President Spiro Agnew paid back taxes and legal fees with the help of an estimated $200,000 loan from whom? A. Richard Nixon. B. His mother. C. Ronald Reagan. D. Frank Sinatra. Oof. Allison.
Frank Sinatra.
That
That is correct.
I was going to go.
Agnew
guess that.
dedicated his
That's weird.
autobiography to
Yeah.
Sinatra.
Who knew?
Gerald Ford was sworn in as vice president on December 6, 1973, and in his remarks afterwards said this famous quote, "I'm a Ford, not a blank." Is it A, Chevy, B, John?
Pinto?
Incorrect. A, Chevy, B, Nixon, C, Crook, D, Lincoln. Brooke.
Lincoln?
That is correct. Betty Ford is said to be one of the most candid first ladies in history. Which issue did Betty Ford not support publicly? Equal Rights Amendment, A. B, ending the draft. C, mental health care. D, abortion rights. John.
B.
Ending the draft, that is correct. The 1972 Munich Olympic Games was suspended for a day after a terror attack by a Palestinian group that left 11 Israeli athletes and coaches dead. What was the name of that group? A, Fatah. B, Hamas. C, Black September.
Black September.
That is correct. In 1972, Jane Fonda spent 2 weeks in North Vietnam. She was called a traitor after she was photographed doing what? A, riding in a tank. John.
She was seen with a missile, with her arm up near a missile.
That is incorrect. A, riding in a tank. Phil?
Sitting on an anti-aircraft battery.
That is correct.
Boom. Good job, Bill.
Very well done.
That was good.
She has subsequently said that posing on the gun was an unforgivable mistake. Which prominent 1970s figure is quoted as having said, "Somebody's going to get me one of these days. I can just see a little guy out there that nobody's paying any attention to. He reaches into his pocket and out comes the little gun." A, John Lennon. B, Richard Nixon. C, Gerald Ford. D, George Wallace. Bill.
John Lennon.
That is incorrect. Brooke.
George Wallace.
That is correct. On May 15th, 1972, Alabama Governor George Wallace was shot by whom? John.
Arthur Bremer.
That is correct. Wow,
Oh, I won Jeopardy.
that's a good one. When the John Berman did recently win Jeopardy. When the death
Celebrity
penalty
Jeopardy.
was abolished in California in the 70s, whose death sentence was converted to life in prison? A, Ted Bundy. B, Charles Manson. C, Angela Davis. D, Billy Dean Anderson. Don.
Charles Manson.
That is correct. Last question. After her arrest, when asked while being booked, what did Patty Hearst state was her occupation? A, freedom fighter. B, bank robber. C, the People's Liberator. D, urban guerrilla. Bill.
People's Liberator.
That is incorrect. Richard.
Urban Gorilla.
That is correct. Wow, very close game. That does it for round one. The score so far tied. Richard and Brooke with 40, tied with Bill and Allison also with 40, Don and John with 60. It is anybody's game at this point.
All right.
When we come back, the point values double as the players go head-to-head. Stay tuned. Welcome back to the CNN Quiz Show 70s edition. Let's take a look at the player scores. It's a very close game. Bill and Allison, 40 points. Richard and Brooke, also 40 points. Don and John in the lead, but only with 60 points. It is still anybody's game. Our next game is called Face Off. Two players from opposing teams face off against each other. They'll be asked 4 questions. First player to hit the bell gets the first shot at answering. Correct answers are worth 20 points each. We drew names out of a hat to determine the matchups. First up, Richard and Don. Time to face off, guys.
There we go.
Oh, boy.
Let's go, Richard. Let's go, Quest.
Get him, killer.
Let's go.
I meant to help you. I'm sorry.
No pushing, no pushing. All right. No, here we go.
You can have all the help you need.
Yes.
You're feeling cocky. You're feeling confident. Your hands behind your backs. Your category are innovations of the 1970s. You ready?
All right.
Just 4 questions. On the campaign trail in 1976, Ronald Reagan's life was saved by what 1970s invention? A, Kevlar vest, B, defibrillator, C, EpiPen, D, Heimlich maneuver. Richard.
Kevlar vest.
Incorrect.
I'm going to say the EpiPen.
That is incorrect as well. It was the Heimlich maneuver. Reagan choked on a peanut. We're going to move the bell back into the center. What was the original name of the Sony Walkman when it was released in the U.S. in 1979? Was it A, Soundabout, B, Movin' Groovin'?
Soundabout.
That is correct. I did not know that.
Donnie ball game.
All right. Although they were trying to create a strong adhesive for the aerospace industry in 19...
Post-it note.
Very good. Nice. Yes.
Quest.
3M accidentally created the Post-it note. Final question. What was not one of the features of 1977's revolutionary Apple II home computer? A, plays games. B, displays color graphics.
Plays games.
That is incorrect. C,
So let's take our time
yes,
over this.
A, plays games. B, displays color graphics.
No.
C, uses mouse. D, keyboard in a case.
It's either mouse or the other one, the last one. Keyboard in a case.
It was a mouse. Incorrect. I'm sorry. All right, though, you, not too bad. You got a tie. You each got 20 points, each correct answer.
Good job, guys. Good game.
It is now Bill versus Brooke. Please come on down.
All right.
You got it. Go, girl.
All right, welcome. You feeling
Hello,
confident?
Bill.
You know, last night I put my $6 million man lunchbox under my pillow.
Oh, yeah?
Just to let it seep in.
Hoping Steve Austin would help you somehow.
Exactly.
All right.
I didn't need that.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Well, all these questions will be about the sexual revolution.
Come on, bro.
Now.
Interpret that as you will. Hands behind your back.
Yeah.
All right.
For this especially.
All right. No touching in this, please. Published in 1972, the graphically illustrated book The Joy of Sex sold over 12 million total copies. Who wrote it? A, Dr. Ruth Westheimer. B, Dr. Alex Comfort. C, Virginia Johnson. D, Dr. William H. Masters. Brooke.
The last one.
That is incorrect.
Did you read this, Bill?
A,
yes,
Dr. Ruth Westheimer.
I learned most of what I know.
B, Dr. Alex Comfort. C, Virginia Johnson. D, Dr. William H. Masters.
It was B, comfort.
That is correct.
Oh, well, there we go.
In June 1970, the first gay pride marches were held to commemorate the one-year anniversary of the Stonewall riots. Who owned the Stonewall Inn at the time of the riots? A, drag queens. B, the mafia. C, captain of the police force. D, the mayor.
Gassarelli.
Bill.
I'm going to say the mafia.
That is correct. Yeah. The mob owned a lot of bars back then. Which country star sang about contraceptives for married women in her 1975 hit song titled The Pill? A, Dolly Parton. B, Tammy Wynette. C, Tanya Tucker. D, Loretta Lynn.
Loretta Lynn.
That is correct. Nice job. Which nickname did conservatives give Betty Ford after her famous 60 Minutes interview where she discussed abortion, premarital sex, and marijuana? A, No Lady. B, Bye Bye Betty. C, Baffling Betty. D, Betty Boo.
Bye Bye Betty.
That is incorrect.
Can I get him again?
Yes. A, No Lady. B, Bye Bye Betty. C, Baffling Betty. D, Betty Boo.
What did she guess? I forgot what you
You
guessed.
gotta listen. You gotta listen.
Bye-bye, Betty.
That's what I guessed.
That's what you guessed?
Yeah.
How could I have that? Nothing.
Okay.
Can we have a fifth question, Anderson?
The correct answer was No Lady. All right. Bill, you got 2. Brooke, you got
The joys of
1.
sex, that's my
20
takeaway.
points for each correct answer. You can go back.
Okay.
All right, final team, Allison versus John. Come on down.
I do know it.
You know what I'm thinking?
Unfortunately, I do.
All right, now all of your questions will be about 1970s movies.
Okay.
All right? And John, we should remind, as he likes to remind everybody, because it's now printed on his business cards, he just won Jeopardy.
Celebrity
Celebrity
It was
Jeopardy.
the dumbed-down celebrity version of Jeopardy.
Alisyn Camerota is the returning champion of the CNN quiz show.
Yes.
Whatever.
I will point out that I have won Celebrity Jeopardy 2 out of 3 times that I've been on it. Anybody else win Jeopardy? No? No one else? Just John and I? Oh, that's okay.
CNN quiz show, anybody?
Okay.
No,
All right. All right. Hands behind your backs. 4 questions. Until Michael Jackson's Thriller surpassed it in the 80s, the soundtrack to what 1977 film?
Saturday Night Fever.
That is correct. Reigned as the top-selling album in history. Which actor did not earn an Oscar nomination in the 1970s for their respective movie? A. Al Pacino for Dog Day Afternoon, Dustin Hoffman for All the President's Men, C. John Travolta for Saturday Night Fever, or D. Sylvester Stallone for Rocky?
It's Stallone for Rocky.
That is incorrect. Which actor did not earn an Oscar nomination in the 1970s for their respective movie?
John Travolta.
That is incorrect. The correct answer is Dustin Hoffman for All the President's Men. Number 3. Jack Nicholson, Danny DeVito, and Vincent Schiavelli all play inmates in the 1975 film One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. And all 3 actors ended up playing villains in what film series? Sean?
Batman.
That is correct. Well done. In what city was the 1972 film Cabaret set? A. Paris, B. New York, C. Berlin, D. London. Yes.
Berlin.
That is correct.
Yeah.
Nicely done. Alisyn, you got 1 point. John, you got 2 points. You can go back to your respective teams. Nicely done. All right. Let's take a look at the scores. Still a very close game. Richard and Brooke are in 3rd place right now with 80 points, but not far behind. Bill and Alisyn, 100 points. Don and John in the lead, but only with 120 points. It is still anybody's game. Coming up next, all about teamwork. Players give their teammate clues to help them identify a person in a photo that the guesser cannot see, and point values go way up again. Stay tuned. Hey, welcome back to the CNN Quiz 70s edition. 3 teams are competing to win money for their favorite charities. Remember, you can play along on Twitter at 70CNN. That's the address. Use the hashtag CNN Quiz. Let's see where the teams stand so far. Right now, Richard and Brooke with 80 points in 3rd place. Bill and Alisyn very close behind, in front of them with 100 points. Don and John in the lead with 120 points. But as I said before, it is a very, very close game. Time to play Picture This. Teammates have to work together. One person giving clues, the other is guessing. A 70s personality will pop up on the screen. The clue giver has to get their teammate to correctly guess who that 70s personality is. You can't use any part of the person's name, no initials, no rhymes with. You'll have 1 minute to guess as many as possible. Correct answers are worth 30 points. You guys ready?
Do it.
All right, Don and John, you are in first place. You're going to go first. Let's go in position. All right. The category is Studio 54.
Oh.
And I just little known fact, my mom took me to Studio 54 when I was 11 years old. Yeah.
That's illegal, Anderson.
Yeah, I was
Did
raised
you drink?
I was raised by wolves,
Did you?
basically. Okay, so let's put 60 seconds on the clock. You have to try to get as many names as possible. The theme is Studio 54, famous people who hung out at Studio 54. Go.
Oh, Cabaret.
Liza Minnelli.
Correct.
Campbell's Soup.
Andy Warhol.
Correct.
Married to Mick.
Jerry Hall.
Nope.
Bianca Jagger.
Yes.
That is correct.
Blue Lagoon.
Brooke Shields.
Yes.
That is correct.
Wrote a book. Movie came out. Talk like this. Famous author.
Truman Capote.
That is correct.
Wrap dress.
Diane von Furstenberg.
Yes.
Correct.
Let's see. Jeans. Designer jeans.
Calvin Klein.
Yes.
Correct.
Not Gloria Vanderbilt. Violet Eyes. Michael Jackson's good friend. Older.
Elizabeth Taylor.
Yes.
Correct.
Pass. Owner.
Ian Schrager, Steve Rebell.
Yes.
Correct.
Pull up to my bumper, baby.
One more time.
Drive it in between.
Okay.
Great.
That last one, I actually saw her perform at Studio 54 the first time I went.
Grace Jones.
Yes.
That's true.
That was good. That was hard.
Yeah. But we did good.
That was hard.
Also, the other one skipped was, if I
Carrie
said
Fisher.
Star Wars, yeah, Carrie Fisher. Yeah.
Princess Leia.
Yeah.
All right,
Sorry,
you got 9 correct. Each point is worth 30 points, so you're up to 390 points. Nice job.
You're calm.
Bill and Allie, you were in second
Okay.
place. It is your turn.
Let's do this.
All right, your category is talk show hosts and sidekicks of the 1970s.
Okay.
All right, so these are talk show hosts and sidekicks of the 1970s. 60 seconds on the clock. Go.
Daytime talk show, long microphone.
Hold on here.
Correct.
And Kathy Lee.
Regis Philbin.
Correct.
The king of late night.
Johnny
Here's
Correct.
interviewed Richard Nixon in a long series.
Barbara Walters.
No, in winter, this covers the ground.
It's Snow. Frost. David Frost.
Yes.
That's correct.
Very erudite, glib guy.
Charlie Rose.
No. First name is, let's pass.
Probably best.
Looked for Al Capone's vault. He's a journalist.
Geraldo Rivera.
Journalist, right. He created Wheel of Fortune, big.
Merv Griffin.
Yes.
Correct.
Another daytime talk show host. Let's pass. Later.
Nicely done. Nicely done. You got 6 correct. 2 of them were skipped. Dick Cavett. I don't know if you would have done that. And the second one was Mike Douglas, another talk show host.
Yeah, that was
So
hard.
there you go. All right, you got
Great
6 correct.
job.
Each is worth 30
Great
points.
We could have done better. That was hard.
Thank you.
6 correct. Each worth 30 points. 280 points on the board. Finally, last team, Richard and Brooke, started this round in last place. Let's see what you can do here. Come on down.
It's our favorite. The Brit
This
and the
is
gal
gonna
born in
be-
1979.
For
Yes.
the Brit, this is going to be a tough category.
Just be gentle with me.
Your category is major athletes of the 1970s.
You could skip right over that.
We've got this. Quest.
All right.
Focus.
Focus.
Okay.
Focus.
We can do this.
Major
Just talk to me.
athletes
Just talk to
Who
me.
are you?
of the 1970s. 60 seconds on the clock. Ready, go.
Battle of the Sexes.
Billie Jean King.
Correct.
Boxer. He won.
Muhammad Ali.
Correct.
Swimmer. Lots of gold medals at the Olympics.
Pass. Sorry, don't know swimmer.
What I'm doing? Okay.
Spitting.
Yes.
Hawking a loogie.
No. Okay. First black winner of Wimbledon.
Arthur Ashe.
Correct.
Oh, he's just changed from one side to the other.
Bruce Jenner.
The name that we've been talking
Correct.
about. The name that Babe Ruth. We've just we've
Hank Aaron, right there.
Yes.
Correct.
Pass.
Ooh.
Oh, good Lord.
Let's go, Quest.
No, pass again. There's no way. Oh yes. Now in prison. Long car drive. Extremely murder.
Charles Manson.
Oh, okay, very close. I thought you were going to have it with Mark Spitz. He was spitting.
Well done.
The other ones you didn't get. Dorothy Hamill, you passed on.
Oh, figure skater.
Terry
What did you-
Bradshaw as well.
Skater.
Oh.
Terry Bradshaw as well. All right, you got 5 correct, each worth 30 points, so you go up to 230 points. So right now, you are in last place with 230 points, Richard and Brooke. 280 points for Bill and Allison in second place. Don and John starting to pull ahead with 390 points. Still, it is anybody's game. Ahead, a rapid fire round. Anyone can take the lead. Stay right there. Hey, welcome back to the CNN Quiz Show 70s edition. 3 teams of CNN anchors are competing to win a total of $40,000 for their favorite charities. Third place right now, Richard and Brooke, playing for Stand Up for Kids. They've got 230 points. Next, Bill and Allison playing for UNICEF with 280 points. Leading the pack right now, Don and John playing for the Tom Joyner Foundation. They have 390 points. Next game, all for one. Each team will be presented with a set of 4 classics from the 70s. When I state a fact, the Players then take turns saying which of the 4 that fact applies to. It sounds confusing. It's actually not. Each team will have 1 minute to get as many correct as possible, and each answer will be worth 40 points. So we're going to put pictures on the board. Let's see how our players do with this first challenge, shall we? All right. First one, Richard and Brooke, you are in last place, so we're going to start with you. You get first crack at this. Your set is 4 1970s bands. We're going to put pictures of the bands on the board. Bee Gees, ABBA, Led Zeppelin, and Eagle. Those are the 4 bands. All these questions will relate to. You have to guess which one the question applies to.
Cheerio.
Put 60 seconds on the clock. Ready, go. Richard, in 1973, this band toured in a Boeing 720 airplane named the Starship.
Eagles.
Incorrect. Brooke, it was Led Zeppelin. Even after a $1 billion offer, several members of this band said they'll never reunite.
Bee Gees.
Incorrect. ABBA. Richard, after concerts, this band hosted rowdy hotel parties they called the Third Encore.
Led Zeppelin.
Incorrect. Eagles. Brooke, Kenny Rogers and Dolly Parton's mega hit Islands in the Stream was written by this group.
Eagles.
Incorrect. Bee Gees. Richard, a member of this band's father was a soldier for Nazi Germany.
ABBA.
That's correct. Brooke, the original name of this band was the New Yardbirds.
Led Zeppelin.
That is correct. Richard, the original members of this group performed as the backup band to Linda Ronstadt.
Led Zeppelin.
Incorrect. Eagles. Brooke, it's been reported that Nelson Mandela once declared this group his favorite pop band.
ABBA.
That is correct. Richard, this group disbanded after its drummer died of an alcohol-related death.
Eagles.
Incorrect. Led Zeppelin. All right, you start to get coming back though toward the end. 3 correct answers. Each one's worth 40 points, so you're up to 350 points. Bill and Allison, you've been in second place.
Hard.
Most of them were either Eagles or Led Zeppelin.
That's stressful. Your set is 4 1970s movies. Let's take a look at the movies. They're on the board. Jaws, Star Wars, Rocky, and Superman. We're going to put 60 seconds on the clock. All these questions will relate to these 4 movies. Bill, the Godfather scribe Mario Puzo also wrote the original screenplay for this film.
Superman.
That is correct. Allison, Al Pacino admitted he turned down a role in this film.
Rocky?
Incorrect. Star Wars. Bill, this film won the Best Picture Oscar in 1977, beating Taxi Driver and Network.
Star Wars.
Incorrect. Rocky. Allison, Robert Redford, Neil Diamond, and Warren Beatty were all considered for the lead in this film.
Jaws?
Incorrect. Superman. Bill, until Star Wars was released, this movie was the highest grossing movie in U.S. history.
Rocky?
Incorrect. Star Wars. Allison, after Rocky, Jaws. After Rocky, Sylvester Stallone lobbied for but lost out on the lead role in this movie.
Superman?
That is correct. Bill, released in 1975, this movie is credited with creating the tradition of summer blockbusters.
Jaws?
That is correct. A variation, Allison, of the line, "I have a bad feeling about this," appears in this movie and all of its sequels. You can answer.
Star Wars.
That is correct.
Yes. Nice job.
Nicely done. You got 4 correct answers, each one worth 40 points. So you're going up to 440 points. Time for Don and John. You have been in the lead. Your set is 4 1970s TV shows. 4 1970s TV shows. Let's take a look. All in the Family, Mary Tyler Moore Show, The Carol Burnett Show, Saturday Night Live. You watched a lot of TV in the 70s?
I did.
Well, yeah, at Hogwarts, they didn't have TV, did they, Richard?
Soon.
Too soon, sorry. A little tender over here right now. Let's put 60 seconds on the clock. Don, a character on this show, defended herself from a rapist with a birthday cake.
Oh, All in the Family.
That is correct. John, the lead actress in this TV series, ended the show in its 11th season, even though CBS wanted to renew it.
Carol Burnett Show.
That is correct. Don, 2 actors in this show had previously appeared in the film Change of Habit with Elvis Presley. Change of Habit with Elvis Presley.
Mary Tyler Moore Show.
That is correct. John, the Muppets appeared in this show's first episode.
Saturday Night Live.
That is correct. Don, Sammy Davis Jr. recorded an orchestral disco version of this show's theme song.
Ooh.
An orchestral disco version.
All in the Family.
That is correct. John, President Gerald Ford appeared on this show.
Saturday Night Live.
That is correct. Don, Harrison Ford and Mickey Rooney both turned down roles in this show, worried it was too offensive.
Oh, All in the Family.
That is correct. A cast member from this show earned a #1 spot on the Billboard Hot 100 for her song, The Night the Lights Went Out in Georgia. John?
What show? Carol Burnett Show.
That is correct. Don, this show earned a record-breaking 29 Emmy Awards. That was until...
All in the Family.
That is incorrect.
Oh, come on!
Finally.
Mary Tyler Moore. That was the correct answer. That one. All right, 8 of them correct. Very nicely done.
A lot of television.
Well done.
A lot of television.
Those are
A lot of
worth
television.
40 points each. You go up to 710 points, taking a commanding lead right now. So let's take a look at the scores in last place.
What else did you do when you grew up?
That's it.
That's it. Watch
That's
TV.
why I didn't know
You know what?
presidents last time.
I won't call it last place. I'll say in third place. In third
Thank you.
place, Richard
Thank
and
you.
Brooke, 350. Bill and Allison, 440. And Don and John with 710 points.
Wow.
Ahead, the teams move to the magic wall to play matchmake. The stakes are even higher. Stay tuned. All right, welcome back to the CNN Quiz Show 70s edition. The players are competing for a total of $40,000 that'll be divided among the charities they've chosen. The teams have racked up points. There is still time, though, to turn it all around. Here's where they stand. Let's take a look. In third place right now with 350 points, Richard and Brooke. Bill and Allison in second place with 440 points.
Okay.
And Don and John, a big lead right now with 710 points. But there is the opportunity to get some big points on the board. Our next game is called Matchmake. Each team will have 1 minute to try to complete a match game. The team who makes the most matches in the shortest amount of time wins 150 points. Second place earns 100 points. Third place gets 50. All right, let's take a look at our first team. Let's bring them down to the magic wall, and let's get started. Don and John, since you're in the lead, we'll let you go first. Come on down.
No pressure. No pressure. I'm out here, right?
I'm ready.
All right.
All right. These are your 3 categories. A matter of time, the beginning of the end, sex, lies, and audio tape. Those are the 3 categories.
That one makes me nervous.
Okay.
Time. Matter of time. Matter of time.
Sex, lies?
No matter of
that
time.
Makes you, that makes you nervous?
It's the audio tape that really makes me nervous.
Okay.
The
All right.
videotape.
A matter of time. Is timeline. Match the event to the year it took place. You're matching the event to the year it took place. So these are the events. You're gonna have 60 seconds on the clock.
I got all of them.
Ready?
Yep.
And let's go. 60 seconds.
79 is 3 Mile Island. 73 is Roe versus Wade.
Oh, okay. Wow.
75 is Jimmy Hoffa disappears. 78 is Jonestown.
77 is Elvis. There we go.
77 is Elvis Presley.
Sure about
dies.
that?
Hit it!
Wow.
I knew Elvis and Jonestown. That was it.
John, have you been studying for this?
I was alive for some of it. 3 Mile Island, the radiation.
Yeah.
You were clearly not experimenting with Quaaludes in the 1970s. All right, let's take a look. You got them all right. Very nicely done. It took 19 seconds. Bill and Allie, you were in second place. Come on down.
Oh, this is...
So what's the time we have to do?
2 categories left, the beginning of the end, sex, lies, and audio tape.
We want sex, lies, and audio.
All right. I like the way you think. This category, you have to match the person to the scandal. All right? You have to match the person to the scandal.
How much time do we have to beat?
Well, it's 19 seconds.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, so these are the person. You have to match them to the scandals. Here are the scandals. You're going to put 60 seconds and go.
G. Gordon Liddy's Watergate.
Okay. Yep.
Daniel Ellsberg is the Pentagon Papers. Tax evasion, Spiro Agnew.
Okay.
Right?
Yep.
Polanski sex scandal, Samantha Geimer, and Patty Hearst kidnapping, right?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
All right. Wow.
You got it. You got it.
Feeling confident?
We are.
Not at all.
Let's take a look. How many correct answers you got? You got them all. Very nicely done.
Now, how many seconds?
Get this. You beat them by 1 second. It took you 18 seconds.
Oh, good job. That's great.
All right, Richard Brooke, come on down. Last category.
Nice job. That was really good.
Oh, we have a choice.
Which should we choose? Which should we choose?
Let's have a think about this.
Your category is the beginning of the end. Perhaps
In more ways than one.
You stand over here.
you have
Are
to.
you, no, you're,
the beginning of the end is Watergate players. You have to match the person to their role in Watergate?
You remember that time? You remember that era really well, right?
Did they allow you to read papers at Hogwarts in the 70s? No?
At least I had an education.
Oh.
Oh, yeah? Wow. All right.
Oh, this
Let's take a look at the Watergate players.
Oh,
And you have to
God.
match the person to their role in Watergate. Here's their role, and 60 seconds start.
Okay, Washington Post reporter.
Was Bernstein. Special prosecutor he was the one who was fired. The burglar was, I think, that one, but I'm prepared to
I
be
don't
wrong.
know that one.
District Court judge was that one, and the President's Counsel. No, Ehrlichman is the burglar, and the court. I think I've got those two the wrong way round. I think I've got them the wrong way round, but go for it anyway.
Oh, all right.
Do we know our Watergate?
We'll take a look.
Come here, come here, come here.
Yeah, I got them the wrong way round.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'd have had five.
You
But
had,
if I had
you
five.
had it correct. You had it close, and then, all
What
right.
was I- what- just don't destroy me.
It took you 29 seconds.
we just-
Okay.
29 seconds.
We're just
All
starting
right.
in third.
So Team Bill and Allie, they got 5 right in 18 seconds. So you win this round with 150 points. You go up to 590 points. Team Don and John, you got 5 right in 19 seconds. You get 100 points added to your score, so you go up to 810 points. Richard and Brooke got 3 right in 29 seconds. You're still in third. You get 50 points. You have 400 points now. When we come back, it all comes down to our final round, the big bet. 1 question for each team. During the break, they'll decide how much they're going to wager, and it really does all come down to this. Stay tuned. Hey, welcome back to the CNN Quiz Show 70s edition. This is the final round. It all comes down to this. $40,000 on the line for 3 charities. UNICEF, Stand Up for Kids, and the Tom Joyner Foundation. First place gets $20,000. Second and third place will each get $10,000. Let's recap the scores. Richard and Brooke in third place right now with 400. Bill and Allison, 590. In second place, Don and John commanding lead at 810 points. Our last game is the big bet. Each team will get to choose from a group of 4 iconic events from the 1970s, and I'll ask a question that relates to that event. And during the break, the teams decided how much they want to wager. If they answer their question correctly, they earn the points they bet. If they get it wrong, they obviously lose those points. They'll have 15 seconds to come up with the answer, and they can consult with their teammates. So you can consult with your teammates this time. You're allowed to do that. It's anyone's game. Let's get to it. All right, let's take a look. So, Richard and Brooke, you're in third place.
What?
So you're in third place, so you'll get to go first pick. Your options are the Patty Hearst kidnapping, the Iran hostage crisis, Nixon resigns, and The Godfather. Those are the 4 options you have to choose from. Which one do you want to choose?
We're going to go with Iran hostage. Don't know why, but we are.
All right. Let's take a look at some video.
For all Americans, our constant concern is the well-being and the safety of our fellow citizens who are being held illegally and irresponsibly hostage in Iran. The actions of Iran have shocked the civilized world.
That was obviously President Jimmy Carter in 1979 speaking about the hostage crisis. In January of that year, following violent protests against his regime, the Shah fled Iran and traveled initially to what country?
It's going to be initially to France. I would think either Saudi or France, but I don't think it's France. Why would you think it's France? I just do. I just got a feeling it's France. I would say France. I think so. But I'm with you on the other one.
What country did the Shah initially travel to?
Oh, for better or worse, I think it is France.
That is incorrect. I'm sorry.
Was it Saudi Arabia?
Nope. Correct answer is Egypt. He initially traveled to Egypt. He
Wouldn't have
did end
known
up in the United States.
Sorry about that.
All right, let's take a look. How much did you wager?
The almost lot.
Almost all of it. All right, 399 points. That takes you down to 1
Yes!
point. You had to do it.
One!
You had to do
One!
it.
Number 1.
Woo, you're number number one. You're number one. All right. Bill and Alisyn, the remaining events you are able to choose from: the Patty Hearst kidnapping, Nixon resigns, or The Godfather.
I think we're going to go with The Godfather, one of my faves.
Let's take a look at the video.
What have I ever done to make you treat me so disrespectfully? If you'd come to me in friendship, then the scum that ruined your daughter would be suffering this very day. And if by chance an honest man like yourself should make enemies, then he would become my enemies. And then they would fear you.
Be my friend? Godfather?
Good. Someday, and that day may never come, I'll call upon you to do a service for me. But until that day, accept this justice as a gift on my daughter's wedding day.
All right, that was the 1972 movie The Godfather. Many different people were considered for the role of Michael Corleone. One actor said he turned down the role because at the time he felt, quote, Italians should play Italians. He went on to win an Academy Award for Best Actor in 1976, playing an Irish American. Who is the actor?
Academy Award 1976. Playing an Irish American.
Turned down the role of Michael Corleone, saying Italians should play Italians. Went on to win an Academy Award for Best Actor in 1976, playing an Irish American.
Did you have anybody? Do we have anybody?
15 seconds done. I need your answer.
I'm drawing a complete blank. Who played on that?
I need no more consulting. I need an answer.
Okay, all right. All I can go with is who was also in this movie, but it doesn't make any. All I can think of is Robert Duvall. I know that's wrong.
Incorrect. Correct answer is Jack Nicholson.
Oh!
Let's take a look at how much you wagered.
Okay.
We're number 2.
189 points. So that also brings you down to 1 point. You have to do it. You got no other choice. All right.
So we're
Don and John, you are in the lead as of now. Depending on your bet, you could still lose it all, I suppose, if you did something crazy. Patty Hearst kidnapping or Nixon resigns.
He likes Nixon. I like Patty Hearst.
Well, you.
All right, we'll do Patty Hearst just because.
Okay, Patty Hearst kidnapping it is. Let's take a look at the video.
I've been given the choice of 1, being released in a safe area, or 2, joining the forces of the Symbionese Liberation Army and fighting for my freedom and the freedom of all oppressed people. I have chosen to stay and fight.
So that was audio from Patty Hearst in April 1974. After she was eventually captured, Hearst was put on trial for armed robbery. Who's the well-known attorney who represented her for the majority of the trial?
It was the OJ dude. It was the older guy.
Well, there's William Kunstler. He did the Chicago 7.
I know, but there was the other guy, the older guy. He's the guy's name.
All right, do you have an answer?
F. Lee Bailey? Was it F. Lee Bailey?
Yeah. Famous attorney who represented her.
That part I don't know. I think we think it's F. Lee Bailey.
That is correct.
Yeah!
How much did you wager? 371 points. That brings you up to 1181. You guys win the game. Congratulations. Nicely done. You are the winner. The Tom Joyner Foundation gets $20,000. $10,000 for Bill and Allie will go to UNICEF for the Nepal Fund, and Richard and Brooke, you get $10,000 for Stand Up for Kids. All great causes. Everybody gets some money for their organizations. I want to thank all our players. I want to thank everybody in our studio audience here, and I want to thank all of you for watching. Good night.
Nice job.